Hello everyone, and welcome to my stamp studio. Today is Thursday, May 28th. We're ending May soon. Yeah, March is already long gone, right? So, just coming tonight to share okay, I lost my words for a second. Hold on. Let me regroup. Okay, I'm back. So tonight I'm here to bring you a virtual class, and it's called Cutest Crew. Now you can get this class kit for free. I'm going to show you everything that's in this class kit when you place a $50 order in my online store, or you can purchase the class directly and it'll be $35. So right after the end of the video, I'll post a link to my online store, and I'll post a link to purchase the kit. If you're a demonstrator and just want to purchase the kit, you can do that too. So let's see. I have lots to share. I don't even know where to start. So you still have an opportunity to get all the in-color stamp pads for free in your starter kit when you join my team. So when you join my team this month, and it only goes to the end of this month, the starter kit is $99, and you get to add, well, you can have an extra $35, or you can add in the 6 new in-color stamp pads, which is a bargain. All right. And you get to join my team. You get a lot of one-on-one time with me, and also you are part of a much larger group, and there's like 600 of us. And you get all the perks that I do by being on my team. You also get the perks of that team as well. There's a creative corner. There's conventions, there's team meetings, there's team swapping, there's all sorts of events, and you can make this whatever you want. Maybe you just want a discount to, get some of your supplies, or maybe you want to run a little income, run a little business and get some income, or maybe you just want to have the discount. Totally up to you on how you want to, run your stuff. So you can be, just a hobbyist and just purchase things with a discount, or you can run a business. You don't necessarily have to do everything that I do. You can sell to your friends, just get togethers once a month, place orders. There's a lot of things you can do. And I can tell you that one of the best things that I have found with Stampin' Up!, and I've been a demonstrator for 23 years. There's not been one day in that 23 years that I haven't been a demonstrator. I love doing this. I love sharing. I love being able to inspire you. I like to be inspired too. So being a part of a much larger team also gives me that opportunity. But I do like having my own team where we get to, every month meet up and just actually have some one-on-one time so we can create together, bounce ideas off of each other. But one of the best things about being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator is some of the friendships I have made. I have met people all over the world, and I have so many good friendships that I've formed that I never would have met these people had I not been a demonstrator. And it's so nice to be in a group of like-minded people. So, we have the same, I don't want to say belief system, because all of us have a little bit different beliefs, but we have the same kind of ideas. We like to be creative. We like to share. We like to help. We like to support each other. So, if you're a crafter, you know what I'm talking about. Crafters have a different mindset than a lot of other people in the world. I guess it's more like a Midwestern thing, but everyone's just really friendly. And I can, without a doubt, say that Stampin' Up! Has been a wonderful part of my life. And I so appreciate everything that I have gotten from it and given to it. So if you're interested and want to reach out to me, feel free to just message me. I'll message you back. But you'd have to sign up by May 31st to get the free stamp pads. So keep it in mind. And if you have any questions, please, please, please. I'm always happy to answer any questions you have. All right, so tonight we're going to be featuring the Cutest Crew. It is one of our online exclusives. It's still available. And also I'll be sharing some last chance products that are still available as of this morning. Well, actually, as of very, very late last night. I wanted to make sure that they were there before I used them today. But yeah, we're going to have some fun. And this is such a cute stamp set, hence the name Cutest Crew, right? I have done another class before on it. Yeah, I just like it. It's just so easy to do. And I actually got this inspiration for this class from my upline, who's Rhonda Wade. So shout out to Rhonda. Thank you so much for sharing this with me. Yeah, sometimes I just need a little help, a little kick in the butt to get some ideas going. You know, I need to be inspired too. So this is where I get my inspiration. So without further ado, I'm going to flip my camera down. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I did get new glasses. My friend Cheryl helped me pick these out. So yeah, I was going through a lot. I'm like, Cheryl, I just can't decide. So she helped me decide. She works at a vision store. So she, you know, got me all set up with the correct, you know, frames and lenses and all that good stuff. And now she's told me that we do need to go shopping for sunglasses, and they're going to be fun. No matter what I pick, she's going to help me pick out some fun sunglasses. I can't wait. I really do need another pair. It's been way overdue that I've gotten new glasses. So they're a little bit bigger than I was thinking they were going to be. But you know what? It's all fun. You know, the styles of glasses always change. They go from really small to really big. I got somewhere in between. So yeah, I like them too. They're fun. All right, I'm going to flip down my camera and I'm going to get going. And yeah, if you get dizzy, close your eyes and I will tell you when to open them. I'm trying to make this a smoother process. And I just need to go close my door here because... Are you coming in? Or are you coming in? Okay. Then you have to stand here. We're not going in and out. As you can see, I've got a lot of extra sunlight coming in, which is causing a kind of funny glare on my workstation. So we'll close that door. Got the fan on, got my beverage. Okay. Yeah, I was doing a lot today. I've been doing a lot of running around today. It's been quite the day, but had all this ready and I couldn't wait to share this with you. And I just need one more light over here so I don't have a really bad shadow. Oh, let me just tip that correctly. Sorry, I'm adjusting because I don't think I was centered there. And I'm just going to quick look and see what it looks like here on my computer. Okay. All right, move this over just a little bit. My camera is not exactly where I normally have it. So, all right, let's get the keyboard out of the way because we're not going to need that. And so this is the stamp set and coordinating dies that we're going to be using. Cutest Crew. It is just adorable. So let's get started here. I'm going to pull in our class kit. So this is the class kit that you'll receive as my thank you to you when you place a $50 order in my online store. And I'll send this directly to you. Otherwise, like I said, if you want to purchase just the class and have me send it to you, it's $35. But I'm giving you a little paper sampler here of the, and I forgot the name of it, of, you know, this paper. You know what paper it is, right? I'm sorry. Oh, I was putting things away and I think I put this paper away. Oh, here it is. Okay, it is our lovely and beautiful specialty paper. It's 12 by 12, and it does have some foiling on it, so that's why it's called our specialty paper. But the sides that we're going to be using tonight are these pretty florals, and then on the other side are some really gorgeous prints, and I do actually have another class that I'll be featuring this print in as well. So actually we're going to be using that one. Okay, I'm going to flip that over, and this actually piece is just going to be an extra piece. So you get 6 4x6 pieces, so you get just a little sampler. I tried that with my new product party, and people really seem to like it. So I think this is going to be just a new thing I do. All right, now normally like our card layer is usually 4 by 5 1/4, which gives us a 3/4 inch strip, which is fabulous to use on the inside of your card, or like tonight I will show you how I'm going to use it on one of the other pieces. So we're going to be using this one right here. All right, let's get started with our first card. And no, I don't have them made, so I'm not going to show them to you ahead of time. I have them all written out. I mean, I made them and wrote them all up. I just don't have Yeah, it is hard to pick out the right frame. And yeah, you're right. You wear them every day. Except I am going to actually order another frame. Ouch. Another frame from Pear so I can swap out like the frames. Cooper, would you please settle down? Go lay down. Lay down. Do you want to go out? Hold on. Sorry, my dog is just being weird today. All right. Go ahead. Go. Go. You're not coming back in. All right. I have my grandchildren here, so he's still kind of amped up from them being here. All right. Okay. So our first little envelope here, and I will have an envelope for you. I'll do all the die cutting except for the die cutting of the Cutest Crew. You will need to have your own stamps and dies. Now, if this isn't your ideal set, you can still use any other set that you have. So use what's in your stash, or you can actually order this. All right, so I'm going to move this to my side. I just need to get my chamois opened here. I need my adhesive here. The other thing that we're going to be using is our Baker's Twine Essentials. You get the black, the crumb cake, vanilla, gray granite, and white. So I'll be using different pieces of this. You will need your own Baker's Twine. I don't include that or the embellishments with this. And the embellishments I'm going to be using are where? That's not the one I really wanted to use, but sorry, I didn't pull up my embellishments. I think we may end up using, well, I'm going to use the Moody glossy dots here. I just want to see if I have an open one. I do. Oh, although these may be just as pretty. And this is the Sparkle Dot Essentials. Let me see if this one's still available. Because if it is, I think we're going to use that one. I just think it's pretty. So let me just quick hop over to my Stampin' Up! Store here. And I'll put in the code 166991. No, 166991. No, they're not available. Okay, I won't use those. Alrighty, so we're going back to our glossy dots here. Alright, make sure these are still available, actually. Yes, they are. Alright. Let's see, anything else I want to share? Oh, we will be using our Hearts of Love 3D embossing folder. This came out earlier this year, but it is still available, and I believe it's on our last chance list. So this is while supplies last. So if you like this, make sure you order it right away. And it's $11, but you can see little heart patterns. You don't just have to use it for Valentine's. So we're going to be using it tonight. Okay, and I feel like I'm a little disorganized here. And I'm not really disorganized. I've got everything going. I just, I don't know. Out of sorts. I'm out of sorts. That's it. Okay, so I need to grab a stamp here. So let's grab my, I'm going to grab 2 blocks right away. And I need to grab, I'm using my longer block here. This is my H block because it fits this a little bit better. So I'm going to take this layer off. I'm going to keep it right there. We'll put that aside. And I'm going to grab the little puppy dogs. Drop that down. Pick it up. And the other thing I do want to check is if our black memento is still available. Okay, so our Tuxedo Black Memento ink, this is what I like to use with my blends, is still available. It's on last chance. It is $7.20. So if you like this one, make sure you get it. Otherwise, we have the new Hybrid Black. I've been playing around with that. I haven't been, what's the word I'm looking for? I haven't played with it enough to tell you more about it. So you'll see it in more videos, though, because that's our new black. All right, so I'm just going to grab a scrap piece of paper because I know I'm going to need a piece here. So let me just reach over here and grab scrap piece. Here we go. I'm going to put that down here. And I still feel like I have a glare. I need to see if not a glare, but a bad shadow. So let me see. I don't have this one light plugged in. So I think I just need to plug this one in. Will it fit in here? That is not a USB. Okay. All right, let's see here. You know, different times of year create the need for different lighting. And with it being lighter longer now, I've got a east facing and a west facing window in here, so I got a lot of different kind of light. All right, let's bring this here. There. Now I don't have a shadow. Yeah, it looks a little better. Okay. All right, so we're going to grab our scrap piece of paper here. Let me show you what's all in this one. So for this one here, we have a piece of fresh Frisia. Right, then we have a piece of old olive. And I have an extra piece of white. This was actually for this, for our little arch. I will do the die cutting of the 2 arches for you. That will be done with your kit. And then we're going to grab our piece of designer series paper. So that's right here. And I have this scrap piece that I'm going to stamp on. Let's do this first. Let's go ahead and cut this down. So this piece here needs to be 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So we'll do our, oops, I went to 5 1/4 there. 5 1/8. I want to save this strip for one of the other cards. And then 3 7/8. Okay. All right. So that will give me a little layer. That old olive will be just a little layer in the background. All right. So let's go ahead and adhere those pieces together. We'll get to stamping in a minute. All right. There's that. I'm going to pull in my... I just showed you all. Here it is. My baker's twine. I'm going to grab my white here. I love this package because you do get quite a bit of twine in here, and you have different colors to use. I mean, you could definitely just use linen thread if if that floats your boat. So I'm going to wrap this around twice. So 1, 2. I'm going to tie my bow. Maybe. Just get that a little tighter there. Now, when I'm working with twine or linen thread, for me, it works easier to tie a knot first than tying my bow. I don't know why. It just is. It just is. It is what it is. So I'm going to tie my little knot there, and then we'll make our bow. And I've been having a really hard time with my left hand this past year. So doing that just helps me out a little bit. It's not arthritis, but I don't know what it is. Irritating is what it is. All right, so we're going to trim that down. Put that aside. All right. And now I'm going to go ahead and take this. And we're going to use some dimensionals and put this on my card front. And I'm only going to do the 4 corners. And I have a piece of hair stuck there. Okay. Because I'm going to be using dimensionals also in the middle. And that will reduce how far up my card pops up. So it's easier to slide into an envelope. But also by having that, I can slide this to wherever I need. So it just needs to be in the middle. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just lay this on my fresh Frisia. Oh, you know what? This piece is for the inside of the card. Duh. Okay, now we need to get our things going here. So on here, I do need my Memento Black, and I'll also be using my Old Olive. And I need to grab out my Sentiment, so that's why I grabbed my other block. And we're going to do just a little hello. All right. So I'm going to stamp that at the top part of my arch here. That's so. Give it a good cleaning. Close this up. Sometimes if you have a hard time closing your stamp pads, what you can do is take your bone folder and just pull it out. Again, with my left hand being the way it is lately, I sometimes have a problem with that. Okay. Now, I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to actually adhere this together right now. I'm not going to put it on my card front yet because I do want to put my little puppy dogs on here. Now, I am partial to dogs. I'm not partial to cats. I am partial to dogs. I am a dog person. And there are several things. So there's a bird, there's a dog, there's cats. If you feel like you don't want to use the birds and you want to use the cats, go ahead. Or if you want to use the cats and not the dogs, whatever floats your boat, you got 3 different critters to choose from. So, all right, we're going to grab this piece here and take a look at my dogs. And let's go ahead and stamp this so you can see what this looks like. And then you can make your decision on which puppy dogs you want to put on your card. So there we go. I'm going to go ahead for these middle 2. So what I'm going to do is, I have my little scrap piece here. I'm just going to go ahead and stamp that. I do like that one too. He's cute. But I only need 2 of them. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my crumb cake and smoky slate. So crumb cake, smoky slate. And I'm just going to grab my blends as we go along here. I didn't feel like having them spread all over the table. So it'll just take me a moment to grab them. All right, this should be smoky slate. Smoky slate. Oh, my freesia. I don't know if my freesia is going to work. I think my freesia had run out. Let me just see. Oh, we'll use dark freesia. I think I ordered another set. I just don't remember where I happened to put them. And then my Old Olive. Okay, my Old Olive. All right, and oh, I said crumb cake. Crumb cake, where are you? Oh, that's the bad one, I think. So one of my crumb cakes actually is like an ivory. I don't know what happened there. I think I got the wrong one. All right, so we're gonna start with our crumb cake here. And I'm just gonna start coloring my little dog. And I discovered it when I was using that Peaceful Dock stamp set. I was like, why is my crumb cake looking so funny? That's why. Because then I ordered a new one and it was totally fine. I'm like, All right, and let's see. He's got his little tongue sticking out, his little paw. I'm going to have to pull another color for his little tongue. You know what? I'm not going to. We're just gonna go with what we have here. We have enough pulled out already. And then I'm just gonna add a little bit of thing here. Somewhere around here. All right. So then I'll take my blend again here, and I'm just gonna color in and pull in some of that darker color here. Just so it's not so distinct. All right, so we got that one done. Let's move on to our next dog, and we're going to use our smoky slate. We'll go back in a minute and add a little bit of coloring. This kind of reminds me like of a little schnauzer. My smoky slate is not looking very gray. Maybe it's just my eyeballs. I don't know. It just doesn't look very gray for some reason. Smoky slate. All right. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to color it in the dark because I don't know why. This just isn't right. We're just going to make them a little darker. Like I said, it reminds me of a schnauzer. My grandmother used to have a schnauzer. Oh, that dog. While the dog was great for her, the dog was a peach to everybody else, that's for sure. It was not a friendly dog. And this one trip we took down to St. Louis to visit relatives, on the way back, this is an older dog, you know. He like stopped breathing all of a sudden in the middle of the car ride. Oh my gosh. It was horrible. My grandmother started, you know, crying, oh, my dog, and oh yeah, it was a rough day, let me tell you. Okay, so now I need to just color my flowers here. So my stems, I'm going to use my dark old olive for that. And then I'm going to use my light old olive to color in the little kerchiefs, bandanas on our dog here. All right. And let's get our die cut, our die here. And I'm going to pull in my small die cut machine. And I need my dies. There we go. Okay. Now to remember which is which. Okay, I think this one's my cat. Okay, that's the cat. All right. You just got to pull out the correct die. Yeah, so I had to give this dog CPR and all the stuff on the way home. It was a rough trip, let me tell you. And my grandmother was very grateful, and I would do anything for my grandmother, but... And after that, that little dog was a little bit nicer to me, but yeah, still not a friendly dog. Now, my dog, Cooper, on the other hand, he will lick you to death. He gets really anxious, so he needs to calm himself. And the way he calms himself is by licking. So I don't need these extra dogs on the ends here, so I'm just going to trim those off. So let's just move this out of the way. I don't need my mouse here. And grab out my snips. And I'm just going to cut it right after the flower here. All right, we'll just round that little corner. And we'll cut them right here. There we go. All right. So those puppy dogs weren't completely stamped, so we'll just toss those. All right, so let's bring back in our, put that away. Bring back this in, and we're going to grab some dimensionals again. Let's see, do I want to just use regular dimensionals, or should I use the minis? I think we could use regular. All right. Now, along with my class kits, I always send a PDF tutorial, so you'll get step-by-step instructions, and the link to this video will be in there, so it'll be uploaded to YouTube. So those of you watching on YouTube, thank you, and hello, and thank you. Let's go ahead and add some of our bling here. Oh, one, two, oh, it's stuck. All right, those. Put that back up there. Bring this back in. Put these right behind me. Actually, I have a little bin. So put them in my bin as I go. All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on the back of here. All right. And here we go. Stinking cute, right? All right. So now let's take our white and we'll go ahead and I'm just going to go ahead and stamp some little puppy prints across the bottom here. So let me get that stamp. And you know what? I'm going to do it in green just because I can. So I'm just going to turn this sideways here. And I'm just going to stamp it right along the bottom. All right. There we go. Let's get this into the inside. I'm trying to remember to stamp my inside more because sometimes you need ideas. And I'm like, oh, I wonder what the inside looks like. Sometimes when I'm looking at the cards, I'm like, you know, I should probably make sure I stamp the insides. Okay, so that is our first card. Let's go ahead and put this right back in my little class baggie. Put that one away. And we're going to get our next kit. And I have my envelope right here. And we'll grab out our next. So there are 4 cards in this class kit. Bring this in, bring this in. I don't really need this because I have it right there. All right. Next. And so this one. Sorry, everything is like on my side here. It feels like it's going to fall off my table. Just give me a moment to get that kind of organized here. Oh. Okay, there we go. Feeling better. All right, got that down. Just trying to move some things out of the way. All right, so I've got my little card kit here. So slide everything out. Everything is in there, and they're divided by your envelopes here. So you will have all the pieces that you need. All right, so basic white thick. I'm just going to bring my bone folder in I just had. Give that a good press. There we go. All right. And this one, I embossed this. Where did it go? Yes. So I took the time to emboss this prior to the video. But this is that hearts embossing folder. So we're going to be layering that right on top here. And then we'll go ahead and where's my adhesive? Here it is. Right. All right. There we go. All right, we'll put that aside. Let's move this out of the way for the moment. And let's grab in our designer paper that we want. Now I pulled all that paper out. Where did I put it? Oh, it got buried. Okay, there's my dimensionals. Here we go. And I want this one right here. All right. We're going to cut this piece to be 5 1/4 by 2 1/2. All right. So 2.5. Oh, I should have cut my little strip off earlier, but oh well. So do your 5.5 inch cut first, then do your 2.5 inch strip. It'll give you some extra paper to work with. All right. So here's this. I'm going to adhere my strip of cloud cover right in the middle of that. So let's get that piece done. Again, all the measurements are in the tutorial I'll send you. Right. And sometimes, you know, cutting maybe off, just trim that piece. Okay, and now this is going to go ahead and layer that right to the front, just like so. So let's go ahead and I'm actually going to run this down the whole length here. I just want to make sure that it's going to stick since I'm going over an embossed piece. All right, so there we go. All right, now you also have a 1/2 inch strip here. This is going to be what we're stamping our sentiment on. Then you have another strip that's going to go right here. That's going to be, we're going to do some stamping on that one. And this is for one of the other cards. So let's go ahead, and I almost feel like I want to stamp the cats on here and then die cut it. Totally up to you. So if you wanted to, you could stamp your kittens on that, die cut it out, and then put it on the strip, or we can just do it right on the strip. So let's clean this one off. And I can't believe how fast my fan is drying my little chamois here. All right. Swap the dogs out for the cats. Doop. And pull back in my mat here. So again, I'm going to use my black memento. And we're going to ink this up. I go back and forth several times to make sure that I get my stamp fully inked. All right, and we're just going to center this right on that strip. There we go. Okay, we'll close that up. And we're going to grab our, let's see, we're going to use Crumb Cake, Calypso Coral, Petal Pink, and Pool Party. All right, so I need my Pool Party, my Calypso Coral. Now, how did Cajun Craze get there? Calypso Coral and my Petal Pink. So now with my Petal Pink here, I'm hoping those are good ones. I know that was kind of entering its last stages as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to color our kitties here. And you know, it doesn't always have to be the exact colors. Colored by whatever, you know, cardstock and designer series paper you're using. So we're going to have some blue kittens on here. So let's go ahead and take our Pool Party. And we're going to make this little kitten blue. Again, you choose the colors that you want to color with. I am just choosing colors that are kind of coordinating with the designer paper. All right, so here we go. Here's our little kitten here. And I'm not going to do a lot of blending just because it's a small image. I'm just going to color. All right, so I've got my Calypso Coral here. And this one, Calypso Coral. All right, we've got our is this one? It looks so much different. So because my blends sit like facing a window, sometimes the coloring of my caps change. So let's see. I'm going to just do crumb cake, which I had here. I'm going to go ahead and just use my dark crumb cake here. And ooh, that's pretty dark. All right, well, we're just going to stick with it. All right, we're just going to keep going. I'm not going to change up my colors here. Now, if you have a regular stamp, black stamp pad, like a classic one, and you want to stamp your like what stays on, and color in with watercolor pencils, you can do that. You can color in with markers. Use whatever coloring tools you have. Just get this cute stamp set. It's adorable. Oh, I colored outside the line. Oh well. Okay, I guess my new glasses are not helping me with coloring in the lines. All right, so let's just color a couple of butterflies here. All right, so we'll do the larger ones here. And we'll do this one here. Okay, so that was my light petal pink. Now I'll take my dark petal pink and get those. Okay, there we go with that. Put those all in my bin. Let me get my sentiment here. We're going to grab our Memento Black again, and I'm going to grab the sentiment that says, have the best day. And I need, oh, will that fit on here? I'm hoping it will. Have the best day. Okay. I got a stamp where I can, I can't quite see the, all right. Sorry, I'm having a really hard time seeing in my room tonight. Okay. I've got to redo the lighting because this just isn't working. Okay, so I take that. I'm just gonna snip it at an angle here, and we're gonna take this. We're gonna go ahead and just put this right down. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Totally missed the paper there. Wow. All right, I need to get out my adhesive remover, but hopefully that will not cause too much sticky while I'm doing projects. All right, so there we go. There we go with that. We'll take our have a nice day. We're just going to, this I'm going to pop up on dimensionals right here at the bottom. So let's get a couple. So 1, 2, and 3. Do you ever do that? Like when you're putting your dimensionals on or you're doing something, you count? I don't know why I do that. I'm like, that's just weird. Or does anyone else do that? Am I just weird? Okay, so here we go. Let's add a little bit of our crumb cake baker's twine. And we're just going to make a little double bow here. So I just doubled up my thread. Pull my bow. I don't need it that big. All right, so that looks about good. All right, let's get our scissors. We'll trim these ends here. There. And we'll grab a little glue dot because this is my favorite way to adhere. Okay, what side of my glue dots on? my favorite way to adhere ribbon and etc. is using a glue dot. All right. So just rolled into a little log, press my knot right on there, and there we go. Second card. Now for the inside, I'm just going to go ahead and stamp just a couple little butterflies. Since we had little butterflies in front, we'll have little butterflies on the inside. I'm just going to stamp them right up here on the top. All right. We'll come back in and we'll color them in. Now I'm using a light colored blend here. And the reason I'm doing that is because this is thick white. If you use a darker color, it could bleed through. So that's why I'm just using my light color here. Okay, that's card 2. Let's pull back in our kit. And grab out our next one. So card 3. Now, I am going to pull in some of the other little dies. So we'll get a couple little extra critters in there. So I'm going to pull my glue dots where they belong. My scissors where they belong. Trying to keep my area cleaned up a little bit. Oh, I forgot to put my embellishments on. Let's pull that back out. And grab some of these. So if you took my lovely assortment class, you would have gotten these in that class. So let's see, we're going to put one. I can lift it up. I'm going to put one here. And I put one right here. And let's get another one. I don't know. I kind of like just having the 2 there. I think we're just going to stick with the 2. All right. Okay. Move those back out of the way. Put this lid back on. Okay. Let's get started on our next card here. All right, let's pull out all of our pieces. And we're going to so I have this one scored, not well, but I have it scored. Let's grab our bone folder. Right. On this one here, I need to cut it right here. So I'm going to cut this at 2/3, 2 and 3/4. I mean, sorry, not 2/3. Okay. So I'm going to go right to my 2 3/4. I'm going to cut from the edge right to my score line. All right. And then I'm going to cut that flap off. There we go. All right. Great way to have an extra piece for any other die cutting that you want to do. All right, so now we're going to grab our paper. So we're going to grab 2 different pieces. We're going to be grabbing this and this. All right. And we're going to be cutting these . 2 1/4 by 4. So I know this is 4 inches here, so we're just going to cut these at 2 1/4. Actually, no, that has to be bigger than that because this is 2 and... Hold on, please. I gotta check my measurements here. 2 1/2. Oh, I'm gonna check really quick here. Let's see. It's 2 3/4, so 2 1/2 by 4. Good thing I checked because I would have been really bummed if I wouldn't have had that right. Okay. All right. All right. So this piece here. Now I do want to make sure that I have enough adhesive around my sides here. So I'm doing it around all 4 sides because I don't want this to pop up. So I'm just going to center that right there. Right. So I grabbed my mouse instead of my seal. I'm like, well, that's not going to help me adhere anything to my card. All right. All right. I don't know what it is that I do know. My light is right here, and so when I bring my arm over, it shadows over everything. So I gotta just be careful when I'm doing stuff here. All right, so now on that flap, we have this, okay? So this is how our card's going to work. Now I have a piece of peach pie, and yes, peach pie is still available. It's one of our in colors from, what, 2325. So this is on last chance. So if you love peach and like that color, make sure you stock up on it. Okay. So I've got this and I've got this. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere these 2 pieces together. Like so. All right. And I'm going to adhere this to my front, but I'm only going to adhere this, my left side here. So this is go 1. Oh, come on. I'll get this thing to roll. All right, and just center that then. And so now this will lift with that. So you have your little hidden area here. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll do the, let's see, do I want to do the kitties on this one? I don't know. I like the puppies. I'm going to do the puppies just because I think they're cute. Okay. And we're going to also be die cutting some puppies here. You know what? Maybe we'll do a mixture of puppies and kittens. Let's do that. All right. So let's take that piece of white here that we had before. We're going to stamp kittens and dogs. And we'll die cut those out. And now where's our dogs? Put this one away. There are dogs here. Oh. There. We'll be using our birds on our next card. Now, I like to color before I die cut. I just find it easier to do that. When I'm die cutting, though, it's going to cut around, you know, your butterfly and flowers. So you may have to just do a little fussy cutting if you want individual things there. But we're going to go ahead and color these all in, and so we're using peach and olive and freesia, and I feel like there's a little yellow in there. Let me just look at that, because I think, let's see, Darling Duckling. Okay, so I'm going to grab out Darling Duckling. All right. And let's go ahead and we're going to color one of our cats and Darling Duckling. We'll do it in the dark. So, again, I don't know which ones I'm going to keep, so we're going to just color in all of our cats and dogs. And then after we die cut it out, we can figure out which ones we want to use. Okay. So I want to see how the peach pie is going to look coloring one of the cats. So I'm going to grab that. I'm going to grab my dark peach pie here, because it would be more like an orange, right? And we'll just do this one here. You could use pumpkin pie. It'll coordinate with peach pie really well. All right. You could even use Cajun Craze, Calypso Coral. All right, so we got that one and that one. Let's grab out our Smoky Slate here. There's not really brown cats, is there? I don't recall ever seeing a brown cat. I mean, I've seen calico cats, but I don't think I've seen a brown cat. Like a tiger one, but... Alright. So we're going to skip the brown. And we'll do this one in Smoky Slate. I don't know why. That just does not look... It does not look great to me. I'm going to grab a different one. Yeah, that is just so weird. That Smoky Slate looked like crumb cake. That is a bit odd. All right. Alrighty. We'll leave that little kitten white. We'll color in our little butterflies with freesia. And then we'll get going to puppy dogs. And we have one card after this, right? Yeah, one card left. No, that's not the end I want to color with. I'm just going to color all the butterflies in freesia. And I'm going to color all the flowers in freesia. Again, I don't know which ones I'm going to use. We'll figure it out after we cut everything. Alright, so let's grab our old olive here. Get our leaves for our flowers. Alright. Puppy dogs, let's see, I'm going to grab that. I'm going to grab this one that's supposed to be Smoky Slate that looks like brown. So, you know what, we'll do this one here. Yeah, I'm just going to color this. Make a little bit of the tail. Okay. We'll dot his little tag there. We'll dot that little tag there. Okay. Let's go ahead with another color here. Let's go with a brown. So we'll color this one in brown. Alright. I'm almost done. Alright. And this is my real smoky slate. Let's see. What color? We'll give the Schnauzer here. We'll do a little blending on him this time. All right. So I'm just going to come in. I'm just going to go on these lines right here. Right along here. Okay. Go back in with our light gray here. Just kind of smooth those lines a little bit. There we go. Okay. And you know what? I'm going to just grab my freesia again. Actually, I'm going to grab the... Is this the dark? Oh, it must be the dark freesia that I gave up. Okay, I'm just going to color the dog bandanas in freesia too. Okay. Alrighty, and we're going to leave him white. Alright, let's die cut these out and then decide what we want to have on the front. Alright, bring in a little die cut machine here. Now, when I'm doing this, I have found that I really do like to tape down this die because on occasion I have had it jump around. So when I put this through, I do tape it down. Okay. So there's one. And I just got the puppy dogs. These are so cute. These little dogs are so playful and so cute. Okay, so who out there watches Rocky Kanaka? I think that's how you say his last name. He does these videos on YouTube and Facebook sitting with dogs. I just love that. I got sucked into one today. It was actually one of his longer ones. Before I had to pick the kids up from the sitter, I was like, ooh, I gotta get going here. I gotta stop watching this. It was so cute though. She was a sweet little dog. Her name was Tinker. And her owner passed away. And they did a welfare check on the owner and found the puppy dog just sitting in the house with the owner. And she had passed away like a week ago. I mean, you know, was passed away for a week before anyone went and checked on her. And this poor baby. 2-year-old puppy dog. Okay. Just sitting at home. Okay, so you can use either. I mean, if you want to use the whole strand of kittens, you can. Or you can trim out some, or you can trim out the puppy dogs. Totally up to you. Okay, I'm going to trim these 3. Just because I think they're really cute. And you decide which ones you like. So I'm just going to trim this out right here. So I've got my dogs. You know what? We'll do the cats on the inside. So we get a little bit of both. And I kind of like, I think I like these 3 right here. But I want the butterfly there too. So will that fit? Ooh, that's probably not going to fit. So we'll just go ahead and trim off that butterfly. All right. Okay. So you can put your dogs on the inside or your cats on the inside. I'm going to put my dogs on the outside, cats on the inside. All right. So here we go. So I'm just going to adhere that down. So I'm just going to take my liquid glue and I'm going to use actually my precision tip here if it's not clogged. And I like using this because I can put just a little thin bead of glue And that way I don't have to worry so much about having it too much oozing out all over the place and then sealing my card shut, because that's the last thing I want to have happen. But I do want that to sit flat. So I'm just going to take my tip here, kind of spread that glue out. You can spread your glue with your finger, a dauber, a sponge. You just want to make it so that you don't have glue coming out the edges. If you do, it's okay. You just need to let it dry before you close. Like I have a little bit right there. So before I close my card and put in my envelope, I want to make sure that that dries. So I'll let that sit overnight. All right. So then in the meantime, let's get this. I'm going to pop these up on dimensionals though. So let's grab, I'm going to grab some mini dimensionals if I have some handy. Now, I have dimensionals everywhere. How do I not have a package of minis open? That's okay. Opening a new package of dimensionals is like, it's fun. It means I've been really creative and crafty. All right. Reason I'm doing that, I want to make sure that I'm getting all the way to my edge here. So I'm just going to put a couple small ones like on the ends. So, and then I can grab my large ones and put those. Where are my large ones? They're there. Right where I left them so I wouldn't lose them. All right. Okay. All right, so I've got this. Now you're probably wondering, oh, Beth, you didn't stamp the front. You didn't put anything on there. And you adhered it all together. It's all right. We'll be good. All right, so we're just going to put them right here. And now I've got that little strip in here, right here. And I'm going to actually, let's see here. I don't think that strip is very straight. Hold on. Oh, it is. Okay. All right, let's grab, I have the best day. Yep. Have the best day. We're going to grab it in black. And this time I'm going to stamp in the middle of this strip. Hopefully I'm straight. And then I'm going to come in and snip it down. And I'm going to make a banner. So you could, you know, if you have a die, you can create your banner that way. Otherwise, you can just trim a banner yourself. Right? Doesn't have to be perfect. No worries. Just make a slit and then just cut at an angle to that slit from both sides. There you go. Instant banner. I'm going to get all these off of here. Throw them in my garbage right away. Okay. Take this. Trying to make sure I didn't get ink all over my fingers, which I think I already did. This. Now I have a little boo-boo on there, so I'm going to take my eraser here and just erase that. I'm going to put my tag over here. I'm going to pop it up on dimensionals. So when I offered my adhesive kits, I threw in one of those erasers and a precision glue tip, a glue bottle, and adhesive remover. It's all part of one of the adhesive packages I offer. All right. Okay, so there we go with that. And let's grab our Baker's Twine again. This time we'll use the gray here. And we can make a double bow again. Make this one a little bit smaller this time. this one back through. All right, there we go. Okay, oops, did I leave my scissors out before? No, I didn't. Glue dot. Okay, I'm just going to roll my glue dot into a little log here, and I'm going to put it at an angle right over here, right in my banner. And we'll put that right there at the end of my banner. There we go. Okay. Card 3. What do you think? Just a different kind of fun fold, different way to open your cards. There we go. You could even put a little message right here. All right. And now our 4th and final card. There we go. Going to be pretty quick and easy. All right. So on this one, I went ahead, and this is basic beige. This is vellum that I embossed with that same embossing folder. So you'll get a piece of that. You're going to get a piece of basic white here. This is going to be what you're going to stamp on. And then we have 2 squares. Right. And, oh, I think maybe I should have had the smaller squares. Yeah, because that's not going to fit on there. Okay, hold on. I need to trim these down. I cut the wrong ones. Cut the wrong ones, so I'll have to make sure I fix those in the packages. Wasn't it this one? Yeah, it was. I feel like this is going to be too small. Let me just cut 2 of those really quick, and we'll see. Maybe I cut my vellum too small. No, I cut it at the right size. All right, let's see. White. 2, 2, 2. That's an envelope. That's not going to help me. Right, I just need 2 small pieces of white. So I'm looking at my little scrap bin here for some smaller pieces of white so I can run it through my die cut machine here. I keep grabbing this darn envelope that's in there. I don't know why I have an envelope in there. So get these done really quick. I don't know why I didn't think to measure those first. I didn't. It's like, oh, yeah, we're using this one. No, I heard it fall. There it is. Okay. Because our white is thin enough, you can cut 2 at a time. All right. Okay, let's bring this back in. I'm going to also bring back in my what? Oh, my papers, because I'll need this one right here. You can choose, you can choose whichever paper you want. If you want to use that side, I'm going to be using this one, but we still have this one left. All right, now we had this piece from earlier, so I need that. Perfect. Okay. I need that strip there. All right, so we're going to adhere this right to our card front. Oh, we need to trim this one down. That needs to be 4 by 5 1/4. So again, you have a 4-inch strip. You can use that for the inside of your card. Now, I like using basic beige. One of the great things about basic beige is it's light enough that you don't necessarily have to put in a white lining, a white layer in there. Okay, so here we go with that. Okay. And we're going to have this one right on here. It actually is a little hard to see, but you can kind of see it. And we're going to, I think we're going to pop this up a little bit. Before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and do these pieces first. I'm going to end up popping up that vellum with dimensional so it pops out a little bit more. So I need to actually do my stamping, my die cutting, and adhere this to my vellum. Then I can adhere my vellum to my card front. So I'm going to put that there. I'm going to grab that scrap piece I had, which will now be this piece. Oh, here it is. All right. And we're going to grab our birds. So we got a set of 3 birds here. And let's take our black. And 1. I need 2. Right. And I'm going to use our peach pie again. All right, peach pie. Oh, and we'll do lemon lolly and freesia. And we'll have to do a little bit of grass, olive. Okay. What am I looking for? My freesia. I'm going to see actually if I have a new freesia blend set, because I sworn I ordered it. Oh, I have not ordered it. Oh my gosh. Well. Okay, I guess we just use that one freesia. I better put that on my next order. Yeah, it happens. I learn other things too. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do our lemon lolly. So let's just color each of our birds in lemon lolly first, and then we're going to add a little more color to it. So now one thing I do like to do when I'm coloring with a really light color like a yellow, I like to really wait for a few minutes before I color, because I don't know, I feel like there's times that my black kind of blends into it. So usually with my yellows, I will wait a few minutes and then I'll color. So like normally I would have stamped this, put it aside, and then adhered my card front together and then came back and colored it. But we're winging it today. So, I mean, we're being risky. We're not winging it. We're just going with the flow. Okay, I'm going to take my dark peach pie here. And I'm going to get their beaks. All right. Then we're going to take our peach pie here. And I'm just going to go right along there. Right along there. We're going to take our freesia and I'm just going to go right on the edge here. Like that. And we'll do this wing. And then I'm going to come back in with my dark lemon lolly. And a bit more color. All right. And then I'm going to come back in one more time with my freesia. Now that that's had a little bit more time to kind of dry, I just want to have it be a little bit more purple there. All right. Okay. And you know what? Let's do his feathers. All right. We're going to come in with our old olive. And I'm just going to color in this grass right here. We'll see how much it die cuts out, but I'm just going to do a little bit of that grass. Okay. All right. Let's die cut out these puppies. Not that they're puppies, but you know what I meant. All right. And you can see that actually coloring these didn't take all that long. You know, it's not a really huge image to have to color. Let's grab our tape. So I use Post-it note tape that I bought from Amazon when I'm die cutting, because I found that this tape isn't as sticky as some other tapes out there. You can use washi tape just before you put it on your paper though. De-stickify it. How do you de-stickify it? Well, just go ahead and tap it onto your clothes. You know, it picks up some of the lint from the clothes and is not as sticky. You can use, you know, your hand too. It'll pick up the oils from your hand. But it prevents that tape, that washi tape, from sticking and tearing your cardstock. Now, I've had my Post-it note tape tear my cardstock before too. I just gotta be careful when I'm pulling it off. And I do actually keep, you know, like those pieces I used tonight, I'll keep them for a couple days and use them again. All right. Let's grab our little, we're going to go ahead and pop these up here. Put this back here. I was going to use the other little dies that are all in here. Like there's individual birds and cats and dogs and flowers. But I feel like just the stamps tonight is really what I want to go with. All right, and let's take this. And I'm going to rip this in half. Yeah. Well, actually, let's do it this way. I'm hoping that this will be long enough, so I'm just cutting it here. All right. So now I'm just going to tear towards me. I'm going to tear it about in half. Right. When you tear it towards you, that gives it that white edge. All right. We're going to adhere that right to the bottom. Now that one's a little bit longer, so I can trim that one down as soon as I'm done. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my liquid glue here. I'm just going to put it along here. Put it along here. All right. Right to the edge. All right. I'll do this one right to the edge. I need to trim down this excess here. Now I can take my birds and we can pop them on here. Before I adhere this one down, I do want to stamp our little butterflies again. So I'm going to grab that. And I'm going to stamp my butterflies right at the top. It's going off a little bit, and that's fine. We're going to color them in really quick. And then we'll go ahead and adhere everything together. And we'll be done. Right. So, let's see. So in this case here, I have my butterfly is fresh freesia, right? I can keep adding ink. So I'm going to let that dry for a little bit. I'm going to come back and I'll keep adding a little bit more. And that will darken up that spot. Now, if I had both blends, I would have done that with the dark. Okay, let's get these on. We're going to use our dimensionals. Let's go ahead and use our minis here. Oh, no, I think. Oh, come on. It pulled too many off at one time. I should say, not it. I pulled too many off. All right, let's use a large one now. So I do mix and match my dimensionals when I'm doing things, based on, you know, the size of whatever it is I'm working with. There we go. Okay. I think I need one more dimensional right there. All right. Okay. Yeah, we're just going to put that right here. All right. And peel off these dimensionals. All right, so just going over here quick to check any messages here. All right. So right after the end of the video, I'm going to upload this to YouTube, and then I will get the links for you to be able to purchase my online store so you can get this for free. Or actually purchase a kit. Oh, right. Okay, so we're going to put these here. Now, I had a banner cut shape here, and we're going to go ahead and just stamp that with our old olive. And I'm going to stamp "So Glad We're Friends." Here we go. Close that up. All right. Let's go ahead and layer all these things right onto this vellum here. So first things first, we're going to put that there. And on these, I'm going to just adhere them directly on. I'm not going to use dimensionals because we've got some here. We're going to put some on the back of the vellum. So I'm just going to use my liquid glue. So just get those lined up where I want. Put my "So Glad We're Friends." Just hold that down for just a second. Now I'm putting, you see that I'm putting in quite a bit. It's a thin bead, but I'm putting quite a bit on there so that it sticks to the different areas of the vellum. And I'm just going to actually bump that right to my tag on each side. Okay. Once I have it there, I'm going to give it a little bit of a press. Now, the reason I did this first before I put it to my card front is now I know on this side where I can put my dimensionals and not be seen. So if you want to adhere it flat, just put your liquid glue on these strips, or like I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to put my dimensionals behind here, because what happens is these dimensionals will show through if you don't hide them behind something. So we'll just put, I'm going to put a couple extra just to make sure that this is in place. Because normally I do my four corners, right? So can't really do that in this case. All right. Card front. And here we go. So glad we're friends. And we can take some white baker's twine here. And we'll just add a loopy bow. I'm not doubling it up. I'm just making a loopy bow. All right. My bow wants to twist and turn, so I'm going to tug it a little bit. There we go. And when I pull it through, I'm going to hold that knot so that it doesn't twist. If it starts to twist, I'm just going to correct it. All right, there we go. All right, glue that time. And put it on whichever side you like. If you want it on the right or the left, totally up to you. I'm going to put it on my left here. Get my bow straightened out before I put it down. Come on, it's being sassy. It doesn't want to listen. There we go. No, it's still going to twist. Okay, well, it is what it is. All right. So that is our fourth and final card. Let me just go ahead and clear some of this out of our way. Oh, for the inside. Go ahead and just put your strip of paper here. Ta-da. There we go. Great way to use your scrap. And it gives the inside a little finish. All right, so that was our fourth card. So let me put that down here. Try to see where you can. This was our third, second, and first. All right. So you can get today's Cutest Crew class for free with a $50 purchase in my online store. And that will go through, let's see, what is today? The 28th. So that will go through. Let me get my handy dandy calendar here because I didn't write the date down. So it will go through June 2nd. All right. So it'll go through on Tuesday. Tuesday I'm cutting it off. And that will be your last chance to get it. So any orders placed from today through Tuesday, June 2nd, you will be able to get this class for free as my thank you for placing an order with me. Or if you'd like to get the class kit with the 4 cards, the envelopes, and a designer series paper, I will get that sent to you, and that's $35. All right, I'm going to get this loaded up to YouTube, and then we'll go ahead and I'll put all the links for everything. So if you'd like this, you know where to go. All right, thank you. Have a great weekend. Spend it your time with people that love and appreciate you and that you love and appreciate. Life is too short to be spending it with people that you don't enjoy. So find those people that you love and enjoy your time. Thanks.